Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
Good evening and welcome to Flippenar 242. Just Renika and I here right now. Adrian should be showing up here in a second, but we're here to talk about real estate investing. Today's title is how to deal with nasty sellers, I guess through cold calling, text messaging, and so on. Even direct mail, they'll call you back talking real crazy. So we have Miss Williams here out of the ATL. How's it going?
Everything's good. How are you?
Oh, super tight, super tight. Appreciate you being here with us. But if you want to join us on the live stream, text the word Gator to the number 205-492-3425. Make sure you like, share this. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and tap the little bell so you are alerted whenever we go live and whenever we upload new content. You must select all after you tap the bell. All right, so hopefully we don't have any questions yet. All right, so just waiting on any questions to come in. I guess I made it live. Let me see. Yeah, it is. Okay, so Renika, if you'll just tell them who you are while we're waiting.
Okay, absolutely. Always super excited to be a part of the Flippenar and the Flip Man Show. My name is Renika Williams, a founder of a capital firm that specializes in real estate financing real estate investment properties, such as fix and flip properties for first-time flippers as well, first-time landlords, first-time, well, not necessarily new construction. Need at least one or partner with at least one new construction property underneath your belt. And if you want to get into commercial, multifamily, things of that nature, we provide financing for those type of properties. And I have my famous gap funding program that I'll be relaunching next month as well to help you offset some of those expenses. If it's wholesaling, getting the tools that you need to wholesale effectively, or if you're just looking to offset some of your expenses when it comes to down payments and things of that nature to do a fix and flip deal.
Boom. If you could get into some of the minimum requirements, either on the deal itself, the types of real estate that you will lend on or fund those deals, and maybe what the individual would need.
Okay. Absolutely. So say for instance, you're looking to get into fix and flip. We can lend up to a 90% of the purchase and 100% rehab. Now, mind you, a private lender like ourselves is completely different from traditional banking, where you do not need tax returns, income verification, or pay stubs, completely asset-based lending. So we lend based on the value of the property, not necessarily based on your financials. We do pull credit and background, so you have to have a decent credit score and no financial fraud on your background either. Outside of that, if you're looking to start a rental property, you may want to get into short-term rental, house hacking, long-term rental, or just building a rental portfolio. We lend up to 80% of that purchase. You do not need any rental experience to purchase your first rental property or short-term rental property. We just lend up to 80%, completely based on the value of the asset. Between traditional banking and a private lender, we do not necessarily require any financials to qualify for our loans. It's completely based on the value of the property.
Boom. Okay. Well, we already have a couple of people that are in the Gator room wanting to get their questions answered on the live stream. So let's go ahead. Making sense, we don't see you, so I'm gonna go to Fred here. So how's it going, Mr. Reed?
How you doing, sir?
Oh, I'm great. What about yourself?
All right. How you doing, man? I got a question. I was trying to see if you can property for me if you had time.
Yes, sir. We can definitely do that. Let me pull up my tool here, and I'll share the screen. Boom. All right, where are you live streaming from, Fred?
San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio. What's up? All right, so what's the address of the property?
2538 East Houston Street. Zip code 78202.
Boom, there we go. All right. For those that have never seen this before, so we're using PropStream. You can access that yourself if you text the word tool to the number 205-964-5243. You want to learn how to do what I'm about to do, you can text the letters GD for a great deal, GD, to the same number, and also ARV. All right, so obviously this is one of the more heavily populated parts of Houston, which it all is. I just wanted to zoom in a little bit just to take a look at the property. How did you find this deal, Fred?
I was doing like driving for dollars virtually, and this property actually in front of my, she's basically live close to my mother's house. So
okay,
I passed by it a couple of times, but I could never get a hold of the owner. But I finally got a hold of it today, and she wanted to sell it because she got multiple properties. So she was I got on the phone. She said make her an offer. So I told her I was gonna call her back and do some comps and try to give it a best.
All right, cool. All right, so so this is what we'll do then. Okay, so let's get into the details of this particular property. Okay. Well, it says she purchased it for $500 back in 2001.
Dang.
So she's owned it for 20 years. And so this is all great. But back in 2005, it shows a loan for $55,000. Now that was what, 17 years ago, almost 18 years ago. So if this is correct, she probably still owns about 34 on it. All right. So it was a 19. Well, I'll get in here in a second on the rest of it. All right. So now what I'm going to do here, guys, we got tons of comps in here, which is good. So I'm going to use the MLS data here to take a closer look at this particular property and see what type of activity we're looking for. Now, just to maximize the map here, ideally, because we got so much activity here, we don't have to really cross over these two major streets here. Which one of them is East Houston, and the other one is what is that? North Walter Street.
Walter Street, yeah.
Yeah, East Commerce, and the other one is North New Brunsfield Avenue.
New Braunfels, right. New Braunfels Avenue, yeah.
Okay, yeah, pronounce it right, for you know I can't read. All right, and so so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the boundary tool here. I'm gonna come on in, Adrian, come on. I'm gonna use the boundary tool. We just got to pin us back up to create that that box I want to deal with. Let me see here. Let me blow this up a little more. Okay, boom. That ain't what I want. All right, so let's go. Let me see. So boom, 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 boom. Still ain't what I want. I can't see it. Let me see. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so I want to start right here. Boom, boom, boom. Still ain't getting me what I want. Boom. All right, we'll roll with that, though. That's enough. All right, so we're going to pull these comps in here. And three things we'll have to look at off the top is the year built, the lot square footage, and the square footage of the house itself. And it was a 1927 build. It's the square footage is 6,273 as far as the lot size, and the square footage of the house itself is 1,240. ideally, if we can stay in, close to that 1927 within a 5-year window, up or down, so 1932 and backwards. Being older is not as big of a deal. If it's being a lot newer, that will work well for us. So what I'm going to do here, just to eliminate a couple of more of these, I'm just going to put 1932 in there. So the lot square footage, ideally, but you have to go with nearest and best if that's not available. We like to stay within 2,500 square feet plus or minus. And then on the square footage of the house, the appraiser will do 15 to 20%. So we can just say 200 square feet plus or minus. All right. So let me just see what the county say this is access to. They say it's worth 182. So you're gonna probably
but it's been like a lot of squatters.
Yeah.
So
it's been a trouble property for.
Yeah, like my mother, she lived right across the street from me, but her house is better than that one. But it's like a lot of squatters been like breaking in and like living there for an amount of time. And I guess the lady came today and kind of cleared it up. So
they'll be them burnt that thing down. The squatters keep going in and out. You know what I'm saying? But so let's just get in here to Compass. So ideally, we want to look at properties that are sold most recent. So what I'll do is I'll sort the date from newest to oldest. So we have something in September that sold here. Let me change this map over. Number 2, it sold for what is that? $286 at $231 per square foot. Well, that's a rental there. So that's a good comp because of 1925. The lots are about the same. And the houses are exactly the same size. So let's look at that house and see what condition did they sell it in. Hopefully we'll have some stuff here on Zillow for some photos or something. Nothing. So let's look at it on props, see if they got any photos. And they don't have any photos. Let's look at this one, even though it's a little older as far as when it sold. Let's see if they had any photos, see if we can justify this. And they really don't have any photos. And that house there, it sold for that much, look like that. Huh?
It looks boarded up.
Yeah, it looks boarded up. So maybe that's not up there. Maybe they didn't. Okay, whatever. All right, so I guess we might well look at this one then. Let's see. Let's see here. Oh wow, that sold for that too. I guess this is.
What are they in San Antonio?
Yeah.
Dang.
They complete rehabs at that price.
Yeah. So
there's a lot of flipping in the area as well. A lot of people like doing a lot, find like properties and flipping them.
Yeah.
So.
I want to look at more. I'm gonna reset this, and I wish they had their tool to do like most other people. You can just draw it versus having to click in certain areas or whatever. I'll figure it out though. So let's do this here. I want to bring in more here because, okay, that'll probably do what I need. Okay, boom. But a lot of activity, that's what you love to see. Yeah. But from what we're looking at there, those houses they were bought at those prices, not even renovated.
Right.
Yeah. So
was that Texas?
Yes,
San Antonio.
San Antonio, Texas.
I can see that in Texas.
Let's see what we got. Okay. All right. But nothing is really selling above the 2. So maybe, nothing is even in the 3s. I would see some renovations in there at some point, I guess. I guess they may have didn't put any let's look at this one here. 224. If we get one more where it hadn't been renovated, that's what it is, man.
All right.
Okay, here's one that's been renovated. Boom. There we go, Renika. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now it makes more sense.
How much is that one?
This one sold for according to this, it sold for $224. $225 rather. It's probably gonna be $225. That's what it sold for. All right, but I'm gonna look at more details on it. Let's look at it. All right, so let's see if we got any history here. So in 2020, it appears that it says finance, but there was some financing on it for 153. That may have been a hard money loan or something. And then this person here sold it to the person that's going to live in a retail buyer for the 225 or whatever. So
How much
guess
they buy it for? How much they buy it for before renovations?
It don't show. It must be the everything in the loan, the purchase, the purchase, the renovation cost also, I would assume at 153, right? So what is 225? Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. Wouldn't that be about right, Renika? That's 70% of that.
Yeah.
So that was all in with everything. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, so we're going to say the ARV is around 225. We're going to go with that, right?
Okay.
Okay, so now, I'm assuming you haven't seen the inside of it.
No, I haven't seen the inside, but the outside for sure need like another roof. Like
Yeah,
so the whole inside need to be gutted.
Yeah, we're going to assume it's not livable. So with that being said, if you could probably get it probably between 80, maybe the 80 to 100, you're going to probably have a deal. I'm going to say more 80 than 90, actually. But I would offer less, because it sounds like it's
70. I was thinking like 70, 75.
I would start at 50, knowing I could go up to 90 if need be.
Okay.
But what are your thoughts on it, Renika?
Yeah, absolutely. But I would assume that you're gonna need at least probably about 80,000. I mean, I don't know. They look like they're complete rehabs.
Yeah. And I already got a buyer. I already got a buyer ready. So
how much do they want to? How much are they ready for?
Say it again.
What do they offer you for the property?
Well, I guess they wait for me to make an offer with the seller, and then they gonna go from there because they got a lot of properties on the east side of town. Like they houses like right next to that one. They got a lot of houses that's in that same region. So they really didn't tell me a price. They just told me to give her a call once I make the offer.
How much you think it will cost for you to rehab it?
Probably about good 40, probably like 40,000, 30,000. No, if not 50, because the inside, I haven't seen the inside, but on the outside, the roof need to be done. It need to be painted. I know the inside. My mother went in there before. She said the inside need to be gutted. So I'm looking. It's probably gonna be like 40, but I know tomorrow once I go in there and go check it out.
Square footage?
Well, it's 1,240 square feet.
1,240 square feet.
And this is similar to this particular house right here. So this house here was 1057 or whatever. So 22.
Okay.
Which is small, so obviously as much to renovate, but still gonna take a nice amount to make it look like this because they got down on this one or whatever. So outside of the landscape, but they put new fencing around and all that. But yeah, so that's why I was starting.
So start like with 50.
Yeah. Now I would try to push to see if she'll give you a number first, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really, because you pick it up for 40 is even better. I mean, it's a lot of upside into this.
Yeah.
If it's only going to cost about 50,000 to rehab it, I mean, you got a chance to flip it out to an investor at about 90,000, and they can still win.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. That's why I'm gonna go in there with my fingers crossed and see how I go. Because I do want to close on this deal. So yeah, probably be on Flip Man show.
That's a good. That's good. That's a good deal that you have.
Thank you. Hopefully I can close it and lock it up tomorrow. So that's what I'm hoping for. I appreciate y'all for the help too.
All right, no problem at all, my man. Thanks for joining us.
All right, you too.
All right. Guess who's back?
It's me. I didn't do that. Okay. Hey, Rainy, how you doing?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Hey, y'all in the chat group, y'all keep posting those questions. Y'all kind of sleepy tonight. I know. It should be more than that. Have I missed something? I missed something? No, I haven't.
No, they were slow dribbling in. You know what I'm saying? They won.
Okay. Did you read any questions from the chat?
No, I went straight to what? We ain't have none. When
I know, right? Because I'm looking. Okay,
Yeah.
Making sense. I see you down there. Let me take like 2-3 questions, then I will put you up. See, you guys can join us live if you want to by texting that number. I know Titan told you, 205-964-5243.
Yeah, TikTok, Instagram. I can't be in 2 places at one time.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Cassipian wants to know if you're wholesaling a house that needs no repairs, do we still need to plug it into the Dealulator calculator with the 70% rule?
It still needs to be discounted. It just repairs won't be a part of the overall picture, but it still needs to be discounted. If investors want to pay full price for houses, the world is theirs. You got a whole sea of them that people ask a full price, so they still want a discount, still want an opportunity to make a decent amount of money.
Okay. Alexander, you too? I'm late coming in too. I got a reason though. What's your reason? Okay. So let's see here. Thornton says, hey, Flip Man, you're my role model. I'm trying to make a milli. Okay. I'm with you. Debbie and Scooter. So Debbie and Scooter are from Indiana, and they just found out that in Utah, wholesaling is illegal unless you have a real estate license for Utah. I was going to wholesale some property. Ain't a problem. She can still do it, right?
I'm not aware of that. That may be accurate, and it got to be something new. Mm-hmm. I hope you didn't get that from a realtor. Because most of them, I can ask them in Alabama right now, and they'll say the same thing. So please send me the verbiage on that or something. Text that to me or whatever. But I'm not aware of. Not that I know everything, but I hadn't heard that one. It's only like 3 that I'm aware of right now. So 3 states, I mean. So Utah wasn't one of them.
Okay. So this is from Insta. I got some PPC leads in Alabama, but I would prefer you close the seller because of my inexperience with sub 2. You interested?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I am.
Send it over.
Yeah, just text me 205-964-5243.
All right. Boom. Making sense. You ready to come on? How you doing?
What up? What's going on, Flip?
Oh, you got him, my man. What's going on with you?
It's pretty good, man. Hello, ladies. How you guys doing?
Hello.
Good. Hey, man, can you comp a house for me right quick?
Yes, sir. We can do that. Boom.
Kind of scared me a little bit, but it's 9600 Liberty Road, Randallstown, Maryland.
Liberty Road?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it appears to be a commercial property.
Right.
Am I right on that?
You're right. It's zoned as ZL.
Okay.
It used to be a RO.
It used to be a what?
It used to be a RO property. It used to be zoned RO.
What is that? What is that zoning for?
Resident.
Oh, okay. All right. Where is the property? Okay, this is it. This is it right here. Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
And what's the deal with it? Is for sale or something?
It is for sale. Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't comp this. I don't know what it would be, because now you got to say, well, what is the buyer's use going to be for it, right?
Right.
What are they trying to sell it for?
Well, they in the inside it looks like it's a house, but they're trying to sell it as a house or a business, either or.
Well, it's zoned commercial, so that's the zoning for it. So that's how the financing will be dictated. Also, ideally, this is I guess people somebody may have formerly lived there, but it would be a great office for all types of businesses or whatever. Some type of office from an attorney to even I guess some type of medical office, I guess, of some type, maybe a dentist office. It could be definitely an office for a real estate firm. But that look like it has a lot of visibility there. But me telling you how much it's worth, I have no idea. Because one of the things the first thing, again, I don't know what it would be. Because now you would want to compare what other properties are leasing for, and then that's normally how your backdoor value for a particular property. But again, it can be used for different things. So I have no idea, my man.
Right. I spoke with the owner, and that sort of property was listed as 600,000.
Mm-hmm.
But the owner is trying to sell it for 800,000. He's not budging.
Well, yeah, it's a great location. I probably wouldn't budge either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just being real, especially if the money wasn't no thing. Somebody will do it, because just looking at the size of the property there, it's
1 point.
That'll be a great gas station or something like that. It's sitting on 2 acres, right?
It is
2.18 acres. Yep. So just looking at that, like a very busy intersection right here or whatever. So just looking at what other stuff around here. Yeah. But again, I couldn't tell you. I have no idea if that's a good price or not. What are your thoughts, Nikki?
No, I totally agree. I mean, you have to, it's a commercial property, so it'll have to be appraised based on the cap rate and the income and things of that nature. So it'll probably be easier for you to probably call around to different commercial realtors and see what is the going rate, just like Flipman just stated, what is the going rate for leases for office in that area, and maybe can backdoor it using the cap rate formula. But yeah, I mean, you can't comp it like we would do a residential property. It has to be based on income.
Gotcha. I got one last question, Flip. I was hearing, I've been looking at a lot of your videos. My head is exploding off your videos in a good way. But I was hearing one of the guys, I can't think of his name. He did 33,000 in New Orleans, and on his first deal, and he was saying something about he was using Craigslist for his to attract some attention. So I use Craigslist. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So I mean, I tried to upload on Craigslist, and they kept flagging and deleting my posts. You got any feedback on that?
Yeah, what you'll need to do, because that's ever changing, just go to YouTube and do a search for Craigslist ads getting deleted or whatever, and try to look for the most recent video, something that somebody's put out in the last 2 to 3 months. And normally they're going to give you some good tips on how to post properly to prevent your ads from getting deleted.
Okay, sounds good. All right, man. I'm trying to get on the grind. Y'all got me going, man. I almost want to quit that job, but I'm almost.
No. Unless you have a year's worth of living expenses saved up, don't even think about it.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm smart. Mama raised me right. I'm smart.
All right.
It's called a transition. It's okay to transition.
Right.
But with the YouTube ads, are you putting in? That's kind of new. I mean, I remember back in the day we was posting a lot of YouTube ads. But are you putting in anything directly regarding pay, regarding costs, regarding anything that could go against their community guidelines?
You mean Craigslist?
Mm-hmm.
No. I was checking it. I looked at first. I did the I included a photo of the banner, and
the photo of what?
The photo of the bandit. They
bandit song?
Yeah, they immediately shut that down. They flagged that immediately. So then I took away the picture and I just put in, you know, what I was offering. Shut it down, flagged and shut it down again. So I haven't got any feedback from them as to why. But and I read their guidelines, but it had nothing to do with, you know, it was nothing offensive. No, you know, we don't do nudity, so none of that stuff. So it was weird that they shut it down.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, very. Check out some of those videos on YouTube on Craigslist post and see what's current and what their tips are to make sure that your posts don't get deleted. Normally people have a lot of good stuff out there for that. So
Man, one last question. I'm in PA, but my business was started in Maryland. Is that a conflict if I did business in Maryland, or am I already covered because I have a business in Maryland already?
Are you currently doing business in Maryland? That's why you're trying to buy properties?
Yes.
So yeah, you're good to go. So when you're doing business, when you live in one state, but I would say this, the state that you're buying a property in, you must have an entity in that state or a foreign entity.
Mm-hmm. Well, I used to live in Maryland.
So you have the entity of that state, so you're good to go.
Yeah,
now, what they're gonna want to know, they're gonna want to see that you still have some type of address that is associated with that business, where you can still get your business documents or business mail and stuff like that.
Right, I do. I have a sister's address.
So you're good to go. You're good.
Flip, I'm studying you, man. I'm studying you. I'm waiting to get to that boom, man. And then, yeah, the last video that I did see, the very first video that I did see, I will say this: I'm still here.
Okay, that's what's up, man.
I'm still here.
Glad to have you.
Thank you, man. Thank you guys a lot, man. Really, really do.
No problem at all. Thank you, sir.
Have a good night.
You too. Take care.
All righty.
All right, guys, you still have the opportunity to join us live by texting Gator to the number 205-964-5243. Those of you that have comping properties in the chat box there, go ahead and come join us live. That way, if you have any follow-up questions, you can ask them in the moment, and any questions that Ty needs to ask you to properly comp your property, that could be done. So go ahead and join us live, get bumped to the front of the line. So Ruth Ann, thank you for joining us. How do you comp land?
It's not as simple to me. It might be to some others, but it's not as simple to me as it is with houses. Because so many factors that can go into it. It's hard to, a lot of times it's just hard to, number one, have comps. Number two, to have likes to likes. Okay, so, and what I mean by that is you start with number one, size, but you can make the adjustment based on what something that's sold per square acre. I mean, per acre, I'm sorry, or even square footage, but normally per acre. Price per acre, you could make the adjustment there. But the other thing will be now you get into the zoning, what a property is zoned for, the elevation, flood zone, not flood zone, wetlands, not wetlands. Does it have road access or doesn't have road access? Has there ever been a structure there? Has there ever been utilities there? What utilities? So it makes it a little bit more difficult. The simple thing that you can do is just reach out to some land agents and or brokers that seem like they deal with a lot of land deals, and just ask their opinion. The more you do that, the more comfortable you're going to be with, because normally they're going to go into why they come up with that value. Now, you could try to go to Zillow and see if you can compare some properties, just going into the sold section of Zillow, just putting in a zip code for a property. Now, if it's in a rural area, you may can even do the whole county or whatever. But normally a zip code would work in a city, and you can see some activity. And sometimes whereas with houses, we like to try to stay within a couple of months, 3 months, 6 months, definitely within a year. With land, you may have to go back 2 or 3 years as far as pulling information. Now, you can also look at properties that are for sale currently and try to look at Zillow is a good measurement in the sense of, even with houses, on how hot a property is based on the number of days that it's been on the market and the number of views. If you see a property that's been on the market for 10 days and it has 1,000 views, so that's basically 100 views per day, it has a pretty good, decent amount of activity. But if you see something that's been on there 10 days and only has maybe 10 to 20 views, then it's overpriced. There's not a lot of interest in it or whatever. So that's a good, like, just backup measuring stick. And so you really have to put all that together to come up with a number as far as with land. It's a different animal for sure. But the first thing that I would do is try to reach out to agents or brokers that know you're interested in buying a property. You like to know their opinion because you see that they are doing, they're listing a lot of properties, listing and moving a lot of properties in that general area. That's what I would start first. Well, what are your thoughts, Nikki?
I know I said the same thing. I think land is very tricky to comp based on all the parameters you just named as well. And I think some of the best people, like you stated, is to deal with land brokers, deal with commercial realtor and brokers that are really specialized in land. Or if you're really interested, getting a desktop appraisal. You know, they're like $200, $300, $400 to get an appraiser to just do a desktop appraisal to pull some desktop comps. If you're really into trying to move your property, sometimes you got to invest a little bit of your money to get more accurate comps. If not, the easiest way is to definitely contact those brokers in the area that could probably pull some comps for you as well.
All right, thank you for answering that. Now back to that Utah question, and you said they probably asked an agent, and Debbie verified. The real estate person told me verbally that it was illegal. His brother is selling land in Utah that the brother owns. His brother wants $12,000 for 16 lots that make up 2.3 acres in Beryl, Utah. So doesn't necessarily
It's illegal for what?
Wholesaling in
Oh.
Yeah, they got it verbally from an agency.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from an agent. That's what they like. I say, I could go ask some agents here now, and they would say the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how would you verify that? You would need to go to like the real estate.
Well,
Utah
because I'm just in it or
Mhm.
whatever. Like I said, I don't know everything, but normally I'm just gonna know. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
People like myself, or you would have been added to the list: Illinois, Oklahoma, Kansas.
Mhm.
As far as I know, nothing else has been added to the list or whatever. So
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you for answering that. So Michael Jerome in the house. Okay. Says text blasts or cold calling. Which one would be better starting off?
I would say test blast. Only because cold calling is so manual, so in your face. Test blast, you can just send it out. You know, whoever want to respond, they respond. You can follow up with the ones who, want you to follow up with them. So I would say test blast.
yeah.
And I would say test blasts have a greater response as well. What do you say?
Oh yeah, understatement. Yeah, text message. Think about it. All right. So text message, number one, if you want to use what we use and get trained on it, just text the word text to the number 205-964-5243 TEXT. But just think about it, right? Everybody watching this uses text message. No, I have no doubt about it. Everyone watching this right now use text messaging, right? So how many of your text messages do you ignore? Whether you want to see, whether you know the person or not, how many do you ignore? You read everything.
Yeah.
Like literally, you read everything. And now you might not read it all, but you're gonna open it up, and you know what I'm saying. Now, if you're getting a lot of text, man, then some people is not as technical as others,
Mhm.
and they go, I ain't get, you're dealing with them type, that exists, but they still read a certain number of them. It's just the response rate of text messaging is so much greater than pretty much anything, right? At the price that you can do it at, it's sort of hard, very difficult to beat, because most people, when they grab their keys, they grab this. And a lot of times they grab this and then look for their keys. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. So, you know, you have an opportunity to communicate with people no matter where they are, where they are at the time. When I went to church, it was a couple years back when I was in church, and this old man, older man, I'm old, my goddamn, older guy.
You got to tell the joke first.
Oh, so funny to me. Oh my God. It's a one-night squall up in there, boy. His phone started ringing, right? Yeah, what he do?
Answer right there in church.
Answered it.
Lord, he didn't know how to send them a note. He didn't know how to send them to voicemail.
Oh no, you don't know what to do with one thing. Answer and call somebody.
That's what I'm trying to do. This is how you
Hey,
answer.
don't not turn off the ring or none of that. You know what I'm saying? On that flip phone he had. Hey, none of that. He said, I'm in church right now. I'm gonna call you right back. Okay, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna call you right back. You know, like you just don't answer. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, it was so funny to me. Not only, you know, because that happens with most, you know, that happens. And somebody did, and they just start fumbling, you know, they, you know what the press is making start ring. No, my boy answered it.
Shut it on.
Oh, it was so funny. And it was one of those moments where there wasn't no singing and nothing going on. It was real quiet, whatever they were, whatever was happening at the time. It was so funny to me. Oh. Anyway. My point being is text messages. That's what I'm going with it. So.
Just think about when someone cold call your phone. Half the time these people can't even get the first sentence out. You know, they sound like a cold caller. You hanging up quick. They can't even get the first sentence out. So a text blast is always better. At least they have a chance to see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because we hanging up on cold calls.
Matter of fact, the way I'll answer the phone, and sometimes I like to just listen at a pitch because, you know, we in the pitching business, you know what I'm saying? In a sense, I like to hear what people got to say sometimes. And so, but what I'll always do, if it's a number that I don't recognize, a lot of times, especially if it's like a local number that I don't recognize, normally that's showing up spam or whatever, even if it doesn't come up on your phone saying spam risk or whatever, I'll just answer it and don't say nothing. Because normally when it's like some type of telemarketing or something, it's real quiet. You don't hear anything immediately. But if somebody actually calling you, you hear noise immediately, whether they saying something or not. But with them, it's like a pause, like they're waiting on you to say something or whatever. And a lot of times it'll just hang up because you didn't say anything, especially the robocalls or whatever, which those are very effective if you didn't know.
Okay, well, there you have it. Let's see here. Emmanuel, you ready?
Can you hear me?
All right, you ready? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. And yourself? How's the family? The Flip family? How you doing?
Oh, we're good. Good. We're good. What about yourself?
I'm doing good up here in Washington State. You see, I got a turtleneck on. It's cold and the weather's changed and everything.
Oh, wow.
Define cold.
Yeah, it is getting cold.
I'm saying, what's the temperature?
It's probably about 40, 49, 50.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
that's
That's cool. You know, coming from us, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like what, about 75 here today?
Yeah, it was warm today. Yeah, sleeveless all day.
You know, it's showing its winter colors here up in the Pacific Northwest. But hey, I got a question for you. Right across the property, it is listed. There's two properties on one lot. Found out information that they're both occupied. I guess they're renting them out, but they're selling the properties, both of them. And I want to know, what would you do in this type of situation?
Okay, so you say the properties are listed, and what makes them special?
Yeah, you know, their property listed and they're occupied.
That's okay. That's no big deal that they're occupied. But what the numbers say?
The numbers is like 395 for both of the properties.
What's the ARV for both of them?
Probably about hold on. Let me get this up for you. The ARV is for both of them probably about 617.
Okay. And they listed. They're listed. So
Yeah.
are they rental properties or are these owner occupied? What's the situation?
They're listed. They're listed. I talked to a real estate agent today. They are, and
I'm saying, what are they owner occupied or are they rented or what's the situation because they're occupied?
they're both rented. We're both rented.
So what type of rent are they collecting?
That I haven't got that information on. Right.
That's going to be very important in evaluating that. Now, just on the surface, I don't know the condition of them, but obviously they're livable.
If you want to, I can give you the address. You can take a look at it.
Will it have their rental information?
No, I don't think they had the rental information.
Yeah, we would need to know that. I got to know that.
What's the exit?
What's the exit?
Yeah, what's the end game? What would be the end game?
Is it going to be a rental property? Is it better to rehab it and flip it?
I just want to flip it.
Well, yeah. Whenever you find out about the rental income, you need to know what type of renters are they. Are they? Well, I guess you could say Section 8, or was probably not. But and how long are the leases for? Are they month to month, or if they're not, how much time is left on those leases? Because that's going to factor in on, again, the exit or end game. So
is 190 for both or each?
It's 190. It's 395 divided by 197,000. We get 2 for 1. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So your goal is to sell it to another investor who want to rent a property?
Yeah.
You want to sell it with the tenant and everything?
Yeah. Or the tenants. Oh, the tenants know that their property is being sold. So I know exactly if they want to move. I know one of the properties need to be renovated. Or both of them probably need to be renovated. My thoughts was renovate one, put tenant or whoever want to move first, put one in a first renovation house or whatever.
Well, how much they worth individually?
Individually, I'm thinking they're probably about 250 if it was on, about 250, 275 if it was individually.
And you say one of them need renovated or both?
I think one is already look like it's already been pretty well painted on the outside. Probably needs some work on the inside. If you have time, you could take a look at them.
I mean, I think the key here is definitely the address value, but the rental, you got to know the market rent or the rent that they're collecting.
Yeah.
In order to determine if it's even a good rental property, so you want to determine what is the rental ratio if it's a 4% cap, is it 25% cap? Like, what is that return for the rental property, and be able to sell your end investor the return of their money.
Right.
That's what most rental investors are looking for. What is the return of their money? And investors love turnkey properties. I mean, if it's a kind of a property that's already has a tenant in there, I can park my money. I can immediately start getting cash flow the same month. I mean, investors like that. But it's definitely driven on the return on their money. What is the return on the rental property?
Yeah, I'm going to go take a look at it on this weekend. But I just wanted. I know it's a good time to catch you. It's on the like tonight. But let's if you had a little time, I'd give you the address and you take a look at it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Address is 829 East 47th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98404.
just real quick here. Just look at the listing, I guess. Oh, okay. All right. So you mean it's like this house behind here is the other one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So they're all one let me see. Price drop, excess investment opportunity located in area rising values. 2 separate 2-1 homes. Good opportunity owner occupancy. For owner occupancy and investment rental unit. Currently rented long term. Okay. All right. So let's look here. All right. So I'm just confident based on one property. So. All right. So. Interesting. As a matter of fact, I won't even do that. I'll do this right here. Just stay right down here. Let's see. All right. Try to find the properties that are sold most recent. So we do have a September property here. That's number 8, which is over here. And then number 7, where is it? Is down there. Okay. All right. So now these were new builds that sold for $485 and $450. A 2012 and a 2019 compared to a 1919 build. All right, so we don't want to use those. There's a 2020 right there that's over $489. Okay, so we have a 1926 number 2, which is right there close to ours. That sold back in when was that? That was back in April. Now, of course, things have changed a little bit as far as price escalations. I really would like for that to be a little, but it hadn't dropped that much. Even if I did 10% or so, it still would be over, closer to 500,000. But let's dive into the size of the property. So this property here was 2,500 square feet. It sold at $217 a square foot. So I would probably be comfortable with saying around $200 a square foot. We're still, just based on if it's 2 houses here. Now that would be interesting to know how that would appraise it, Renika, with 2 houses being there.
It's 2 houses on one lot.
Yeah, that would be interesting to know how
is it an A and B, or do both of them have its own address? Kind of.
No. It's one single address. The way it appears, it doesn't say A or B here. It just put it right up, so it doesn't even. Now, I wonder, is it identifying?
It's probably be more like a mother-in-law suite then.
Yeah, it's probably that 2,100 square feet that I'm looking at here is probably including both properties.
Yeah,
they're both. Yeah, they're 2-1s. So they're 2-1s. So it's including both properties. So in reality, with that being said, at $200 a square foot is what I'm doing. I mean, yeah, price per square foot. So we're around $422 for both of them, right? And they want what? $395.
It's kind of hard to put 2 individual properties together like that.
Yeah. And see, this property, I was talking about a little while ago. Look at this. This has been on the market 70 days.
Yeah.
And only has 752 views. So I already know that's a little over 10, but 752 divided by 70, that's like 10 views a day. So it's overpriced for sure. That's why they just recently dropped it $14K or whatever, because it's overpriced. So that 600,000 is total out of the question, what you were thinking. But this is something, I wouldn't pursue because it's overpriced.
Right. They're making it seem like it's a 2,500 square feet home, and it's two what, 1,200 square feet home?
Yeah. Yeah. A little over 1,000. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's just two different situations.
Yeah, you can't.
It's kind of hard to just bring them, just kind of add them together as if it's one big home.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just want to run it by you, because
Yeah.
it looked. They said, 395. They said.
Is that property in the back? Is it livable as well?
Yeah.
Both of them livable.
Yeah, but they're combining that square footage, so they're asking full price on it. That's like I say, that's a quick thing you can always look at. Just look at the number of days it's been on Zillow and those views, especially in a city of this size. That'll tell you a lot on how it's priced and the interest there, especially with investors, because you got people, wholesalers, actual investors, just looking all the time or whatever. And so if it's a hot property, that 70 days, well, it probably wouldn't even been on that 70 days, but assuming it was 70 days, it would have been 7,000 views, right? But normally it wouldn't have lasted that long. 70 days, that's we're approaching 3 months almost.
Okay, well, I appreciate it.
Right. So now is properties that is 1,200 square foot, is it going for the 200,000? Like what is it going for individually? Because basically trying to sell them both for the 390.
Well, the normal size house in there that's selling is over 2,000 square feet. It is that or whatever. But that house is like the one that I really compared it to. It was 2,500 square feet. It was a 1926 bill. Ours is a 1919 bill. And it sold, this was back in April though. So it sold for $217 a square foot. I just reduced that to 200 just because, interest rates or whatever, right? To give it
is those properties, is it two different properties or is just one?
No, they don't want to.
It's one property.
Yeah.
What's the square footage individually?
It's a little over 1,000.
A little over 1,000.
Yeah.
So what is the comps going for the properties a little over 1,000?
Nothing is in there. Everything is 1,600 square feet or larger. So that's why I use the price per square foot. Yes, so those houses are smaller. If you use them individually, they're smaller than a normal size house in that area.
Right.
Yeah. It's overpriced, period. There's no way they're overpriced.
All right. I was just looking at it because I was trying to see what to try to sell 2 for 1 or what's the deal. I'm glad I ran it by you.
I got you. No problem. Join us again, my man.
All right. Have a good one.
All right.
All right. Thank you. Have a good night.
Miss Reed.
Hey, Tavira. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. Hold on. Let me turn this television down.
Okay.
Now, so oh God, I look a mess. I took my eyelashes off and everything.
Nah, you look great, baby. Let's go.
Anyhow, so I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina.
All right, what's happening?
There is so much property out here. It's unreal. Now, I used to do real estate a long time ago. I'm in the medical field now. Excuse me. I'm in the medical field now. I have been for 21 years. Trying to get out of it. Don't want to be working in a nursing home anymore. Actually, I sort of put that to rest, and I'm doing a private duty case now. But the other day, because I do lift sometimes out here to get to know the city.
Yes, ma'am.
I seen what he was just talking about. 3 houses on one piece of property. It had a detached garage, and these are big houses. I believe this style house was called the Cape. It's weird because they were all on the same property. They did have a sign in the yard with didn't look like I don't think it was a realtor. It may have been somebody that bought it and maybe they don't want it anymore. So they're trying, because I think it said leasing. So they're looking to lease it. But it's 3 houses and they're not little houses, and they have a huge garage. I don't know if the garage go to all 3 of the houses or whatever. So I had a question about that. Like, what do you do with that? First of all, I don't even know where to start with anything. I haven't been in touch with real estate in so long. I wouldn't know how to start. That's my main question.
Okay, so are these houses for sale, or these you just noticed that these were 3 houses? This was a property that appears to have 3 houses on one address, I guess, or one lot. One parcel.
One of them had a sign in front of it that said lease, which means rent out here. They use different terms in the South. They're definitely not occupied. They're empty.
Okay.
They're empty houses, completely empty.
All right.
And actually, if somebody bought it, they probably would be an investor because it looks like it needs to be renovated.
Okay. So just really quickly, so you want to call that number and find out, are you leasing all of them, or which one are you leasing? At that point, you want to know how much are you leasing for, the properties for. And so that goes a long way. And nothing prevents you from asking them, are you interested in selling it? I know I called about it, but would you be interested in selling the property? So, but that's where you'll start. Just call the phone number. That makes it easy. Now, if it's a property management company that has the property, is going to be a different conversation. But if it's just a generic red and white, black and white, orange, black and white for rent sign, then that for a lease sign, that may be the owner. So so just understand what to expect if it's a property management company / real estate agent or broker versus it being the actual owner. Because if it's a company that's managing the property with them, normally they don't want to personally entertain questions about buying it or whatever, because that's a possibility of them losing a client or whatever. So, but anyway, so you won't know until you reach out.
I'll call tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And also, when I was doing Lyft the other day, I went to Morrisville. Morrisville is it's at least 30 to 45 minutes from where I am. I'm in Charlotte. And there was this huge piece of property. And because I had a passenger in the car, I couldn't stop, obviously. And then the GPS brought me back a different way. But there's a big sign that's sitting like right on the outside of it that says for sale. And all I remember is seeing it for sale and the number 17. Now, I don't know if that was the lot size, you know what I'm saying, or what, but I do know that it's for sale. And it was a big lot.
Do you know how to get back to it?
Yeah, I have this. I took down the street name, the name of the street. I could map it. And, or put it in GPS.
Yeah, it's hard to tell you anything about it without knowing more information on it.
Yeah, so. I just know it was on a road called Ordell School Road in Morrisville, North Carolina.
Yes, ma'am.
That's all I know. I don't have a number because, like I said, the only numbers I saw were maybe it was a lot number. I don't know, but they had like a lot of writing on this big posted sign, and I couldn't really see it. And I kind of figured I wasn't going to be coming back that way because when you're doing Lyft, they can keep carrying you out further or whatever. So I ended up not coming back that way.
Gotcha.
But yeah, when I'm off Saturday, I'm gonna look at both of these things. And the other one I have the number 2 already. I just never called it before. Because before I started paying attention to you, I was always been interested in finding out about those 3 houses, but never knew how to go about. I know you can call the town, but the towns aren't always sufficient sometimes because things happen, and then the property ends up just sitting there. And sometimes the town is not always updated on information about certain property, especially if it's had a lot of activity with people moving in and out. So, yeah. Yes, but I definitely want to do this. I need to be like making real money.
That's what's up. Well, real money exists. It's all yours, Ms. Reed.
For real.
Yeah. Just continue to educate yourself. You're riding around there, so you can have that on. You don't want to annoy your passengers with my voice or whatever. But when they're not in the car, you can have it going full blast. So So just educate yourself. Everything's here, and just join us on our daily lives and on the Thursday night Flippin'Ars, and we'll do what we can to get you to that first bag. And
now, when is your daily lives besides Thursday?
Your time around 4 p.m. In the afternoon, Monday through Wednesday. We do we have the daily lives. So just go to YouTube. Just how you found this, and
okay.
Join us.
Yeah, I want to get started. I'm gonna prove to my son. He's like, "Mom, that stuff is a scam. Did you even look him up? I'm like, boy, you think everything's a scam? Like, I did real estate before.
Hey,
I
you
know
tell your
that.
son,
Huh?
how can it be a scam when the information is free? Just to ask him that, say, because I want to know the answer too. So
Well,
when you
because
get the
I
answer,
told
you
him,
let me know the answer.
I told him I paid $12 and something for something in the beginning. I think it was your ebook.
Hmm? You ain't have to spend that because I do give it away free. I appreciate it.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. Look,
Yeah.
listen, I'm 63. Don't know that much about computers. I'll be spending a lot of money and putting my name on something. He'd be like, Mom, if you don't stop, people gonna get your information and you ain't gonna have no money.
That's what's up. Hey, you need to take your credit card, man.
Yeah, they will, and that's a fact. So I do need to stop. But I saw that what was different from you, from other people that I've seen, because there's so many of this and so much of this with flipping houses, and oh, you can flip a house this way and that way, and you don't have to spend no money. And then you get to the end of the video, and it's like, oh, but just buy this and listen to this, and then you get to that, and then it's like, oh, the seminar is like $1,200, and it's like, who has $1,200 just be putting? But people got it. I guess they be putting it on their credit card. But I got caught up in that before, and I had to go to my niece and be like, "Is this real?" And she looked it up for me. She's like, "Auntie, you got to start looking up these people and looking up this stuff before you start."
Yeah, that's why I encourage everyone. Yeah. One of my pet peeves is that when someone, they may buy something from me and then they reach out to us and say, "Hey, I bought this and I didn't know everything was free." That means you made a purchase without doing your homework.
Yeah.
Because if you just went to Google and just typed in Flip Man, you would have been like, "Oh my, okay."
Right. But see, I didn't do that. I think I ran across you through Facebook. I was on Facebook or something.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's actually how I ran across you. So there wasn't no getting around that $12 and change.
I got you.
That was the only way in. And I said, okay, this is a decent price. I can do this because I was just going to do one for $97.
That's one trip. Yeah,
and I said no. So yeah, I think you're worth it, because not only that, I've done real estate before, so I more or less I understand your strategy, because I've been listening to a lot of the stuff that you tell other people, and I understand the strategy. I'm the type of person, like, to learn, for me, I have to feel it, touch it, do it. I have to do it myself. I'm not a person that learned by a lecture. Like, you can't tell me to read something and I'm gonna walk away and say, oh, okay, I can do that. No, I have to feel it, touch it, actually do it. That's the only way for me to. So I'm ready to be out there and get this done, because I'm ready to, like, stop working like I am, work smarter, not harder, and make that money. Because right now I'm working very hard and making money, but it ain't real money. It's just enough to get me by, pay my rent and whatever I have to do.
What you need, what I would recommend you do is put you some little signs in the on the back of your passenger, your front passenger, and the driver's side headrest that says, "We buy houses, we buy land," right?
Oh, okay.
And a phone number, call, text. You never know who's right back there riding behind you.
Oh, and, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's a good idea.
Take advantage of those eyeballs.
Yeah.
And that's anybody that's doing any ride share with Lyft or Uber. You should automatically be doing that.
Oh, yeah. You run into a lot of people.
You don't have to let them know that you're doing it.
Right, right.
They'll be like, well, how you doing this? You can't buy my house. Because people have that attitude or whatever. They just call the number.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, just tell them, just call the number.
Right.
Somebody's paying you to allow you to advertise in your vehicle. Just tell them to call the number. Just, let them talk to somebody else or whatever.
Yeah.
Told to be told, or however they say it. How do they say it?
What?
The game is told not to be sold, or sold not to be told. How they say
it? The game is to be sold, not told.
Okay. Okay. Hey, so take advantage of them eyeballs.
I will.
All righty.
Thanks
for joining us. Yes, ma'am.
You're welcome.
All righty.
Thank you.
All right, so Adria just knocked off the mic. I mean the mouse off the laptop. That's $25 right there. So anyway, so we appreciate everybody that we appreciate everybody that has joined us. Renika, Adria has joined us, and we didn't do the topic. Let me do the topic. I'm sorry, Ms. Reed got me thrown off. I'm telling them to smile. They tripping. Those are angry sellers. The topic is how to deal with nasty sellers. Those are two nasty sellers. I'm telling them to smile. It's gonna be okay. Right?
Oh, don't worry. Be happy.
Be happy.
Okay.
Be happy.
Oh, no.
So anyway, that's going to happen, especially if you're doing some cold calling and text messaging. You're going to get some very nasty people on the phone. Even if you're doing direct mail, you will have people to call you angry that you sent them something in the mail. Why not just throw it in the trash? What is going on in your life that you have to take time out to actually call the number to say in an angry spiel, don't send me any more mail. How did you get my mailing address? Huh?
You really dial that number, man.
Like really dial the number. So with those, in most cases, they make it easy for you not to waste any time with them when they're nasty like this. There's nothing you can really do. I'm sure some people out here skilled enough to turn that into possibly something, but in most cases, no, right? And so with that being said, just have those expectations that is going to happen. If you're one of those individuals that you're sensitive, like I am, in that setting, I'm not a sensitive person, but that'll be tough if even when a dude and we need to start back doing that. Doing robocalls, right? Mm-hmm. Dude press the number, so where he can leave a message. And I think I've told this before. He told me, say, I don't know who is behind this, but I promise you, if you all call me again, I have a 38 special here, and I'm going to find you, and I'm going to, I can't even say it because TikTok will be in banned. They're going to,
not 38 special.
I said a 38 special. He was going to chrome me. I was like, wow.
For calling him?
Calling him. Wow.
It's not that serious.
It's not that serious. Like, what's going on in your life?
He was just acting out his role and taking. That's all. Sound like
okay.
His wife didn't want to something. I get okay. We might talk to you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Talk to you, see if we can find you somebody else, man.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, well, my mama told me one time the greatest thing God ever did is make another woman.
Exactly.
Hey, they come out
take relationship advice from Flip.
No. That was some good advice. Calling her 3 a.m. just is terrible, man. You know what I'm saying? This was a long time ago now. Hey, I ain't want to hear that. I wanted that woman. I ain't want no other woman.
There's nothing wrong with that one.
Oh, hey, in the famous words of what is it, Sophia, days of God. It's amazing how you can be crazy about somebody and years later you can't even believe you was like that and you just messed up like that. That's amazing.
We love tomorrow.
Anyway, y'all know how to get off on some crazy stuff. So again, we appreciate the lady. We hooked Renika up in the beginning with her info. Are you good, Renika?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Boom. So, all right. So anyway, so guys, if you didn't get your questions answered, post them in the comment section of any video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, tap the little bell, select all so you are alerted when we do go live. If y'all don't have nothing else, Adrian, you got something?
No.
Oh, we'll be here Monday for Halloween though. So,
Okay.
hey, if I don't forget, we might have a little surprise or something. Everybody that show up on Monday.
Oh goodness, I'm already afraid.
Yeah, so who knows?
Be horrific. All right, guys, we're closing out tonight. Please join us next week, as Ty mentioned earlier, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for the daily lives. We will see you all on the flip side.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Yeah.